Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the session. So, I'm doing an analysis. A lot of you were asking. Somebody put on this slide. A lot of you were asking me about the CAT 22 paper, Slot-2, this thing, Slot-2 analysis. So, I was able to solve this paper this morning. I found some time to actually solve it this morning, and I my first impression of the paper was, I saw the quants, the DILR and the verbal part. So my first impression of the paper essentially was that this slot was more in sync with what the CAT 21 paper was, because if I compare the slot 1 and slot 2 of CAT of CAT 22, slot 1 exam, the maximum score you could actually create was in the range of 99.9, 100 percentile. I would score around 120, 130. Isme 130, 140, even 145 is possible. So in that sense, my first impression is that that this paper is similar to the CAT 21 papers, and hence the percentile ranges for this paper would typically be closer to what the CAT 21 percentiles were, which basically means that 97 marks पे you will get slot 1 का analysis कल का available है YouTube पे. Ronak says it's not available on YouTube. It's there, Ronak. The video should be there. I'll check it after this, after the live gets over today. So, मेरा पहला impression था, and I've got reasons to say this. मेरा पहला impression था कि the 99 percentile in slot 2 will happen at around 97, 98 marks only, and obviously between slot 1 and slot 2, then there will be an up. Especially in the verbal part and the DILR part. These two sections. Live videos पे check कर लो. Live videos, not the uploaded videos. Live videos. So the YouTube listing shows live separate and short separately, and the basic videos separately. So you'll have to check the live videos section. And just this thing that this is the last 2 days taken a kind of decision that I'll be live regularly on the channel, so that I can keep doing stuff and make the channel more alive for all of you who are following it. So my impressions on CAT, I don't give my impressions on CAT, how difficult it was, how easy it was, unless I have solved the paper myself, right? So that's something that I actually did today. Let's first, let me just share with you my screen. And I've got the DILR section as well as the verbal section open for myself. तो पहले DILR लिख लेते हैं, एनालाइज कर लेते हैं DILR. So अगर पेपर को देखते हैं, Now you can see my screen, and I mean this set, the Lahore Tori and Hockley set. This set was typically a 10-minute set, 10. I'm talking about the top guys. For them, this is a 10-minute set. Whereas, I mean, all you had to do in this case was use these 5 clues correctly. Or end में जाके equation बन रहा था between. I mean, there are 2 variables in this set. One variable is the number of households they visit on each day. The total number of households they visit, which is equal for all of them. So if you take that as 2x, and the second variable that was there in the problem, I have my solutions here. The second variable that was there in the problem was how many units did Tori sell on the first day. If you take that as n, then his sales on the second day will be 100 minus n. So this was what it was all about. This thing, and you just had to solve that equation. So equation solve कर लो तो x का एक बार x का value आ जाता है. This is one of the easier questions compared. I mean, this will definitely rank easier than what you will experience or what you experienced with respect to the questions which were there in the slot 1 paper. So a 10-minute set here. The second set, this is a complete set on data and predation, and just all you have to do in this set is take out the data correctly, build this data on a tabular form. So there are 2 variables in this set. If you look at the first graph, the first line, the first XY chart, in that you got revenue and costs. So 2 variables. So for every 2 variables and 3 instances of every variable. So A, B, C, D 4 companies have revenue for 3 years and cost for 3 years. So each there are 24 data points. Excuse me. There are 24 data points in this chart, and likewise there are 24 data points in this chart. And once you get that, the questions are pretty simple. So this is actually a 7-8 minute set also, not even a 10-minute set. So the DILR of this data and prediction logical reasoning set is definitely easier than any of the 4 sets of the first slot. And then when you come to the third one, I'll solve these for you, by the way. Then when you come to the third one, this was slightly tougher for a lot of people, but I mean, it was not a very easy set. But it was again not as tough as some of the sets of the first set. So I would rate this as a 12-minute set typically. The problem with this set was that people who didn't have clarity of vision and clarity of variables inside questions would end up making a mistake, or would end up losing control of the variable inside this. So basically, there was, in this case, what was happening was, in this question, what was happening was basically that you had, I talk about this in my classes, and those of you who have attended Mindworks know about one of the, in fact, some of the YouTube videos पे मैंने डाला है कि cross-reference data is one of the key factors when you do a data. Let me open a whiteboard. I'm a teacher, so I'm very comfortable with whiteboards. So let me open a whiteboard for you, and I will show you what I mean there. Just give me a second. Yeah, so my whiteboard is ready. So cross-reference data is a theme that has been there. I mean, CAT ka DILR, even though it's getting tougher by the day, but the themes are not changing. And that's something that people should realize. So the key themes in data and prediction logical reasoning are always indirect clues, multiple possible situations, And one key theme in a lot of DILR questions is what I refer to as cross-reference data. So what happens is if you have a group of let's say 500 students in a school, and you divide them into boys and girls, and then you divide them into senior school and junior school students, and then you divide the same 500 students into athletes or sportsmen and non-athletes. What happens is you create 8 kinds of people. You split these 500 people into 8 people, 8 kinds of people, because you have boys who are seniors and boys who are juniors, and boys seniors who are athletes and boys seniors who are non-athletes, boy juniors who are athletes, boy juniors who are athletes, and boy juniors who are non-athletes. So what happens is you split this into four kinds, and under girls will also get split into 4 kinds. So when you split it twice here, and twice here, you have actually cross-referenced the data 8 times, and you've got an eight-way split of the information. So यहाँ पे इन्होंने क्या किया था? What they had done in this set that I just showed, the 320 this thing, which is a 12-minute set typically for somebody who's good with the data and who's good with the analysis of what's happening. What they had done was they had 320 people, and this 320 people they are divided into foreign and domestic. 320 products. They are in a superstore, and they are divided into foreign and domestic. And then the second division was whether it was a nutrition product or a cosmetic product. A cosmetic product or a nutrition product. This was the second division. And the third division of the same 320 people was whether it was FDA or EU. So the immediate thought in this question was that there are 8 kinds of things, eight data points. So foreign products which are cosmetic and FDA approved, foreign products which are cosmetic and EU approved, foreign products which are nutrition and FDA approved, and foreign products which are nutrition, which are cosmetic and EU approved. So this is 4. And then parallelly you also had domestic products. There will be a map of the same thing on the other side. Domestic products which are cosmetic and FDA approved, and domestic product which are cosmetic and EU approved, and domestic products which are nutrition and FDA approved, and domestic product which are cosmetic and EU approved. So these were the 8 natural breakdown of splitting a group of objects into 2 parts thrice. But there was a twist in this question, and the twist in this question was this was OR. The product is either foreign or domestic, and this was also OR. The product is either cosmetic or nutrition. This was not an OR relationship. So that was the twist they had made. So you have to handle this twist. A lot of people will not be able to handle this twist, which is why this is a tough set, right? And if when you handle this twist, what instead of OR, what they put here was at least 1. So the products had at least one of these 2 approvals, which means that you have this approval which is only FDA approval, you have this approval which is only EU approval, but then you also have foreign cosmetic which is both FDA as well as EU approved. So you have to be able to see this data or this new variable emerging here. So and foreign nutrition and FDA plus EU approved. So this made it 2 more. And likewise, you had domestic, cosmetic, and FDA plus EU approved, both approved, and domestic nutrition and FDA plus EU approved. So this was this made it 12 numbers, right? So if you ended up getting to a point where you said that this was A B C D E F, or let me use what I was using in my solving. If I call this A B C D E F and I call this A B C D E F small, being aware that when I write a large C, I'm writing the big C. So what they further did was that they made both of these as 0. This was given conveniently as 0. So the whole challenge was in this part. And then and what they did further was some problem में क्या करते हैं कि they give you clues enough to solve everything. यहाँ पे the clues were not enough to solve everything. You were getting a few numbers, but all the numbers were not coming out. And you had pairs like you knew that A plus C, this A plus C is 70, ये निकल रहा था. इस तरह के numbers निकल रहे थे. So you had multiple pairs which had this thing. Some numbers, a couple of numbers here or there were coming out completely. And otherwise, इस तरह से pairs में numbers निकल रहे थे. So I'll solve the set for you completely. But this is what it is. So basically, and then you had the fourth set. Wait a second. So this is the third set. So the third set would have been, and then the fourth set was slightly easy. I think this is the set in which they have removed one question because of the ambiguity. But in my 40 minutes, I didn't get around to solving this. I solved the first three completely, and this one I got one correct because I had last 6 minutes and 4 minutes लगा to understand what's happening. और ये पहले क्वेश्चन में मैं थोड़ा फंस गया था इसमें. I should have been able to solve at least two or three here in this, but this question kind of nonplussed me. I don't know whether this is the one which is removed or not, but there was something going wrong in my solving of this. So I would do a couple of these questions, and that's how it ended for me. But again, this set is not it's not a 12-15 minute set at all. So given this feedback and given this experience, I would put this set as, or this data interpretation set as DLR paper as something which was similar to CAT 21. There was CAT 21 में slots में एक 15 मिनट का set था, slot 2 में यहाँ पे एक भी 15 मिनट का set नहीं था. So that is something which reduces the difficulty level. When I'm trying to guesstimate the number of questions and the number of the score at which various percentiles come in, and of course whether there'll be a scaling up or scaling down of the slot, the ease with which I'm allowed to score marks is what I typically try to look at. Of course, my skill level is different from a lot of other people's skill level. People who are solving. Normally, unka skill levels are different, but still it gives me a perspective of if I can score 130, 140 in a paper, then obviously वहाँ से the 99.95, 97, 100 percentile gets defined at that point, and from there we can actually extrapolate. So if I look at the CAT 21 paper, I would be able to score 130, 140 in that paper, and CAT 22 के slot 2 में भी मेरे को 130, 140 score कर पा रहा था. CAT 22 के slot 1 में my score would have been, I did not solve the whole paper at one go, पार्ट्स में किया, बट मेरा जो स्कोर होता वो करीब 110 120 के रेंज में रहता. So there is definitely a 10 mark differentiation between the first slot and the second slot. So specifically, I don't think the quants is very different. The quants is similar, although मैंने quant solve नहीं किया इसका. But I definitely found the verbal ability reading comprehension part of this much easier. So slot 3 में solve करके तुम लोगों को बताऊंगा, maybe by tomorrow or day after. लेकिन ये this is the slot 2 का verbal. So one thing which is there in the verbal is one thing which this is consistent across all. I think this is consistent. I could see this in the first slot also. If you look at the passages, they're long passages, six paragraph passages. CAT 22 में, CAT 21, CAT 20 में you were down to 4 paragraphs, maximum 5 paragraph passages था. So the reading time definitely increased, but I found that these were normally not very precise reading. I could not see a passage here which would take me 12-13 minutes to solve. My normal solving time of a CAT passage is around 7 minutes, and I could solve all these 4 passages here, whether it is this one, philosophy of social sciences, or the octopuses one, and the cephalopoda one, and or it is the engineering problem one. So all the 4 passages. This is the third one, and humans making music and the musicking passage. All these 4 passages were around 7 minutes. So I was able to finish all the passages around 29-30 minutes, which I was not able to do in the first slot because of that technology passage. So this is standard. The paper is standard, and in fact, the 16 questions I solved in verbal in RC, I got 15 of them correct. So more or less, I didn't see any ambiguity in the questions here. एक दो मेरा typically वही रहता है. If I solve 16 RC questions, I'll get 14 to 15 correct, and I got 15 correct here in a time frame which was this thing. So this kind of gave me a feel that ये एकदम standard CAT passages था, difficulty level wise. So this is not taking the sectional score higher or lower. So in verbal, जैसे last year verbal में 36 marks पे 96 percentile आया था, और 39 marks पे 97 percentile था, and 48 marks पे 46 marks पे 45-46 marks पे 99 percentile था. So I would place this paper as exactly same. If you attended my session of yesterday or saw my session of yesterday, उसमें I'd put the 99 percentile at around 40-41, maybe a little bit lower than that, right? But यहाँ पे I think 45 would be the standard number, and which I feel is unfair in the sense that I don't know. I hope they take care of the standardization and the normalization of scores, and the normalization comes out as it would come out to actually reflect that slot 1 was a difficult exam, more difficult exam than slot 2, at least in the first 2 sections. Quants, I have not solved it completely, but I could see it very, very basically, and I could see that more or less it was a set of questions which is typically standard. So quants का level generally standard ही हो गया आजकल. It does not change much from the standard. So that's what I wanted to speak about. Now, you want to ask me some questions? I'm free to answer. So I'm just trying to take some questions. Aman Verma says 66 in slot 2, 36. 36 पे तुमको करीब, मतलब I'm assuming that the scores will not scale down. The scores of CAT of slot 1 will scale up. That's what they'll do most likely. So 66 पे 95 plus percentile. Let me think. I would put it more around 93, 94. Let's see. I am not sure. It's difficult to actually, you don't have the data, so without the data, you're just going on gut feels. So my gut feel at 66 marks in slot 2 will be a 93, 94 percentile, maybe. Because last year, 66 scaled score पे 93 percentile था, करीब 93 percentile था. Right, so hopefully you'll get a 95. I will be proved wrong. I'll get a 95, and that's good for you. Slot 3 मैंने solve नहीं किया done, so I cannot comment. I'll be solving it tomorrow. I'm waiting actually. थोड़ा मेरे को time इसलिए लगता है because I get the question papers put on the test center, and then I solve it based on my time, and that's why I analyze. So slot 3 analysis, please wait for tomorrow. I'm going to be live every day, somewhere between 5 to 6 on this channel. So let's see how many days I can commit to that. कभी-कभी बीच में मेरा कुछ project से इधर-उधर आ जाता है तो difficult हो जाता है. But I'll try to make sure that Shrivanti, nice name Shrivanti. You are asking me what might be the impact on slot 1 scaling and percentile. I mean slot 2 because एक question नीचे आने से एक question हटाया slot 2 और slot 3 से, right? So उतना फर्क नहीं पड़ता है उससे. One question, although to the person who had solved that question right and counting marks, उसके लिए तो बहुत फर्क पड़ेगा. But on overall scale of 60,000 people, उतना फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Maybe 1 or 2 marks नीचे आ जाएगा थोड़ा सा. So that's a factor, of course, which will raise your numbers a little bit. So if you have scored 66 marks, as Aman was saying, if you have scored 66 marks out of 195, it's slightly better than 66 marks out of 198. So that is going to be a factor for almost everybody of slot 2 and slot 3. Slot 1, of course, the difficulty level was higher. The 66 marks might scale up to around 68 because of that. And then it might be a 94, 95 percentile at 66. So this is the answer, Shrinvanti. I hope you could get that. Rishikesh, 97. Yeah, 97 is a good score, Rishikesh, in slot 2. It will be about 99 percentile. So it depends on your profile and other things. But 77 marks in slot 1, you will get 98 percentile. Let's assume there's a 10 mark upgrade on slot 1. Yeah, it's possible. I would agree to that. 77 marks in slot 1 can give you a 98.2 percentile AM. Slot 3 मैंने solve नहीं किया सिद्धांत, so I will let you know. 99.5 percentile in slot 1, I would think at around 100. I'm talking about raw scores. So 110, 105, 105 maybe. Slot 1 का 105 के आसपास तुम्हारा 99.5 percentile आ जाएगा. 9.5, 99.7 range तुम्हारा hit कर जाएगा 105 पे. Because I think slot 1 में 120, the top guys, if I have solved the slot 1 completely, 120 के आसपास score आएगा मेरा. And slot 2 में कर रहा हूँ तो 140 आएगा. Of course हो सकता है थोड़ा सा performance differences रहेगा, होगा मेरा. But otherwise this is what it will be. How to apply for IITs with CAT score? IIT का application तो normally है, मतलब जो उनके website पे चले जाओ. I'm not sure, I've not seen the offhand, याद नहीं रहता सब चीज. तो उनके website से check कर लो. I think you'll get something. है ना? Does MDI have sectional control? देखो top 5-7 कॉलेज के बाद वो भी top IIMs के बाद ABCL छोड़ दो, उसके बाद XLRA छोड़ दो, XL के एग्जाम में एक्सेट्रा. उसके बाद किसी कॉलेज का उतना औकात नहीं होता है. होता भी है सेक्शन कट ऑफ तो 60 परसेंटाइल पे रहेगा. So even if you score 10 marks, you should not be bothered. You will get calls. ठीक है? Siddhant is asking 74 in slot 3. What percentile? I'm hearing that slot 3 was as difficult as slot 1. So अगर वैसा है तो 8 to 10 marks का upgrade and 82, 83 पे 97, 98 percentile possible है. ठीक है, I'll let you know. Slot 3 में solve करके बताऊंगा. I'll give you my personal perspective. ठीक है, चलो और कोई questions? None. So right. So I'll wind up then. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining in, and do subscribe to the channel, and do share the videos, and do share the information of the channel. Not putting it officially on top of the channel, on the header of the channel, but assuring all of you who are coming regularly that I'll be there on a daily basis, sometime between 5 to 6. Chalo, bye bye. See you. And do let me know in the comment section what more you want from my side. This thing, I'm of course going to be solving all these papers for you. And slot 373 IMK का मुझे याद नहीं exactly अभी. शुभमन मैं तुमको बताऊंगा. Let me check that and get back to you. Slot 370, 373, 97, 98 percentile. Depends on your background also. I'm not sure. IM का कोज़िकोड उसको देखता है कि नहीं. देखना पड़ेगा मुझे. Let me get back to you. Let me be honest and get back to you. 98 percentile डिपेंड करता है, देखते हैं. IM कोज़िकोड का एक क्वेश्चन है तो मैं IM कोज़िकोड पे देखते हैं. Let me do a video on IM कोज़िकोड separately. चलो, bye bye then. Thank you so much.